6:49, and Senator Joe Donnelly, of course, from the state of Indiana, joins us this morning. And Senator, lots going on in the world. Unfortunately, we're talking right off the top about ISIS and this growing threat. We learned this morning that now an American citizen's confirmed. We'd heard before, but now we have confirmation that an American citizen is not only involved with ISIS, but was killed in fighting in ISIS. What does that tell you about the ramped-up threat that ISIS poses?
They pose a very, very significant threat to our country and to the world. We think have pretty good information that there are well over 100 Americans working with ISIS right now. And so those are 100 people with passports and with the ability to travel.
We'd like to believe that these folks are on terror watch lists or somehow we know who they are. I'm assuming that's the case.
We're working extraordinarily hard to make sure we keep an eye on every one of them.
So the question today is, and even the military folks will acknowledge, airstrikes alone will not take out this threat. So what do we do?
Well, what we're doing is working in coordination with the Kurds and also having the Iraqi government start to function a little bit better, that the Sunnis and Shias work together so you can push them completely out of Iraq. And then there are decisions to be made in Syria, because that is more or less the central base of ISIS and is also a place that is extraordinarily dangerous as well. And our problem or our challenge is, whether in Syria or whether in Iraq, this is a group that wants to kill Americans. And we're going to make sure we protect our country.
There's another issue that's been, of course, very much forefront recently, and that's all the unrest in Ferguson, Missouri, and the police response to that unrest. There's talk in the White House and others. There's some concern, perhaps, about what they're calling the militarization of America's police forces. Do you have that same concern?
Well, I think it's important for America's police to have the equipment they need to do the job. And so much of this equipment helps the police in very, very dangerous situations. What I want to make sure is that they're trained properly. So I support that they have the equipment necessary to do the job they need to do.
Let's talk quickly also about the US 31 project. I know you're a big proponent of getting a furtherance of what's happening in Washington now with spreading out the money throughout the country for projects like US 31. You have to do it through the Highway Transportation Bill.
Right. What we've been able to see with the US 31 expansion of St. Joe and Marshall County, now I actually drove it this weekend heading to other parts of the state, it's safer, it's quicker, and so it's all around much better for our community, that we're able to travel in a safer fashion. We know how challenging 31 could be, and so we need to get a highway bill in place for the next 5 years that enables us to have a road forward, that enables the companies who work on this, so many good people, so many good companies, so they can make equipment purchase decisions, all of these things. So we need to get that done as quickly as possible. Infrastructure is vital to America's success.
All right, very good. Senator Joe Donnelly,
thank you very, very much.
Appreciate it. Good to see you again. We'll be back with more.